Screw it. We're gushing. We're gushing about it. I just made up my mind. We're gushing. Hello, fellow gamers. Rambling Manager bringing another track this fine evening. Me and my co-host, he paid a special visit over to my place, and we watched the Xbox conference. And there was like a couple of like decent games. Persona 3 Reloaded seems like they're just basically remaking like the base game on Unreal Engine. The only benefit I could see from that is, like the vast amount of mods, because apparently it's not going to be the FES version, or it's not, or if it is the FES version, actually no, I don't even think they say anything about being the FES version, and we won't be able to get the female stuff, so that's a sad thing. But yeah, that the new Yakuza game looks kind of cool. Finally showed off some stuff for Fable, but we all know why we were watching it, right? We were waiting for StarField, and dare I say, like, I went from like 40 to 50%, right? I was like, okay, I am liking some of the stuff they were showing off last year. It was tickling that sci-fi RPG itch that I couldn't necessarily get from the likes of like Mass Effect or No Man's Sky. So I was like, okay, I'm a little bit optimistic, not bad. I went from that to holy shit, I want to upgrade my computer now just to play this game on release date. Drop everything. Drop the battle pass from Call of Duty. Drop Dead by Daylight and kick that into the goddamn recycle bin. Say Sayonara 76. Just drop everything and just play StarField for the next 6 months. Because, like, that hour and a half's worth of presentation between the different locales, the space combat, the RPG mechanics, the weapon modifications, just everything about it. Like, it just looked amazing, especially the ship customization. I remember the gummy ship stuff from Kingdom Hearts. I didn't go that much into it. I didn't go into depth with the whole settlement building from Fallout 4, but I feel like I'm going to go ham on Starfield. And it's kind of funny because it's like the like I just think about how far RPGs have come. Like especially in terms of like size. Like there's various games, like I try to look at like a price point. Like I see Starfield as a $70 game, and to some people it may be bad. Mods aside, okay, I'm not even factoring in mods. I think like the fact that they are going to be like giving you the creation kit to make whatever mods you want, that alone just justifies $70 because you're going to be able to get endless amounts of content. It's going to be massive. It's going to be up there with the likes of Skyrim, but it's like when you think about it, it's like in terms of content, because there have been some pretty bad fucking games here that have come out for like $70 or even $100 of special editions. Redfall, I'm looking at you. And it's like now we're at that $70 price point. It's not like the old days where like $60 could get you a pretty decent game. With inflation on the rise, us being in a shit fucking economy, you have to choose like what you really want to get. And the fact, if you're like an older gamer here and you're trying to figure out exactly like what to upgrade for your computer, if you're gonna go for consoles, like $70 can be a huge fucking asking point. Like I'm looking at the specs here, I'm like, I may be able to run the game, I might run into some hitching problems, I may have to run it fucking normal settings, but it's like I may have to consider an upgrade. It's coming out in 2 months. 2 months! They pulled a Fallout 4, my guys, where it's like, oh yeah, 2 to 3 months the game's gonna come out. Like, if it doesn't get delayed, I will be shocked. But yes, to agree with everybody else, it does seem like that 1 year delay really did fucking help them out, thankfully. Which is a good thing, because Microsoft needs a win. But back to content, I know a lot of people may be, questionable in terms of like the 1,000 planets, right? Like there's like over 1,000 planets you can explore with like various amounts of research. Oh, not research. Well, yeah, research, flora and fauna, loot, levels, like various things. And I like to consider it like this. I consider games like Bethesda games to be RPG rich. The best way I can describe it is like the most recent like big RPG game I remember playing where I was like disappointed because the content just felt like filler was Assassin's Creed Odyssey. A game that some people dare say is up there with The Witcher. Fuck you. Like, whoever may have thought that. But no, it's like, I remember playing Odyssey, and here's my takeaway from it. Every time you leveled up, it didn't feel impactful. It still, like, if you go from, like, level 1 up to level 99, it still felt like you were playing the exact same game, no matter what fucking level you were at. Like, okay, there were some skills, I guess, but most of them were kind of just, like, status enhancements. There wasn't, like, that many like massive gameplay modifiers similar to RPG elements from like Bethesda games, and the locales just felt kind of the samey with the same quests and like the same like, oh, go there, loot some stuff, check mark, done, go to the next area. It didn't really feel rewarding. Not to mention the gear leveled up along with your character, so like at the end of the day, it didn't really feel like there was like anything like drastic or improvements when you got higher level gear. Now, if you go back to like older Bethesda games, or like in the case of like New Vegas, max level cap was 50. Okay, sure, but the only thing that really went up in terms of the enemies was their HP values and their defenses. Now, of course, there was like ranges. If you're like going up against a level 10 raider, okay, they'll have like weak ass lever armor. But once you start going up to like level 20, 30, or 40, you'll start facing more heavily armored raiders. You'll start facing some with like metal armor, and then eventually combat armor. Not really, but something like that. You just start facing like heavier armored opponents with like stronger weapons. Instead of 10mm pistols, they may have Thompsons or laser rifles or M4s and shit. You'll just start seeing them with like more diverse weapons. And beyond that, all the areas are handcrafted. Not saying that Odyssey stuff isn't handcrafted, but it just feels like they took a template and they copied it a dozen fucking times. Yes, there may be something like that in New Vegas or Fallout 4, but there was like a sense of like uniqueness with the different locations, like with a style, some unique loot, etc., etc. Especially if like Fallout New Vegas, there was like unique named legendary weapons that you can get to have special effects, and there were improvements over the default counterparts. Are we gonna have something like that in StarField? Who knows? But in my opinion, I just feel like with StarField, it's going to be the better RPG than all of them, especially with case in point, like the dog fights that you can have with your custom ship. I was like, okay, cool, this is kind of cool. You can like shoot the fuckers out of space. You can loot them from your cockpit. Okay, fine. Then it went one step further. They're like, oh, you can board the ship and fight any like remaining hostiles that are alive on the ship. Like, holy fuck, that's some Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag shit. I'm on that motherfucker. My co-host, he's a pirate fanatic. As soon as he saw that he could do like some piracy shit, he was like, oh yeah, I'm being a pirate. I'm like, I bet you are, motherfucker. This is up your alley. But then Bethesda goes a step further. You can not only damage the fuckers until they're like stuck in space, then you can board them and shoot the goddamn pilots or whatever and loot their shit. You can take control of the ship itself and make it your own as a part of a fleet, or you could just sell it. And I'm like, that would be the equivalent of Black Flag, where you board the ship, kill everyone, and you can take it over, and then just temporarily or whenever, you can just take control of that ship and just make it your own. You don't have to fucking use the jackdaw no more. You can just go, yep, this man of war, mine. Just imagine like Edward Kenway just has like 15 man of wars. He can just, sail any of them whenever the fuck he wants. That is some next level shit, and I fucking love it. I can only imagine like if there's gonna be like some unique named ships with like some unique parts, or like some like, level 50, level 100 ships you can go after that have like massive bonuses compared to your fucking puny ass piece of shit ship. It's amazing. And beyond all that, it just scratches that sci-fi itch. Like I just can't wait to like hop into the game, try and like specialize my skills, build up a crew, make the best min-max ship possible, explore these thousands of planets for even more gear, level myself up more, and then just become an overpowered space ranger practically. And just I know that pre-ordering games nowadays is like frowned upon. I totally understand it because it's like you don't know what you could be getting out of a package, especially like the past several games, Gollum, Redfall, Star Wars, frickin' Jedi Survivor, Hogwarts Legacy. Just like all these games are unoptimized messes, etc., etc. The Last of Us. But it's like a part of me really wants to hold out hope because it's like it'll be the best $70 I ever spent. Like even when I spent all that money on Fallout 4, I think I remember buying a copy from my friend, $60 flat. I may even spent like $70 or $80. I don't know. I probably like bought the season pass from him as well. Like I spent a lot of money on it, but I was like, the value you'll get from it is just unparalleled, and I feel like even if I can't run it max settings, like I am hoping my computer can run it. I know it probably won't, but part of me wants to dream that it can fucking do it because it's like I would just love to get lost into it. It's been so long since I can just play a game, have a few days off, like start off in like early afternoon and just see the time fly by. Like I do that occasionally with like friends online with games, but it's like I just want to get lost in it. Kind of like what he was saying, like, okay, you just go off the beaten path, you do some shit, next thing you know, you're helping some sort of like random people on a space station, and you're like 5, 6 hours in doing something completely different. I want to feel that again. It's been so fucking long. But yeah, I mean, I can't wait. Like I'm at 90% right now. I felt like pre-ordering it right the fuck now. I'm gonna wait though. I'm gonna wait because I do have that Call of Duty shit on me. Fucking Warzone versus StarField. Gee, I wonder who would win. But I want to wait to see what the benchmarks are because I mean, if I can play it at least like 60 FPS, 2K at high settings, that's I may do it. And also, I am a little bit curious as well with like the premium edition. Like they're talking about a shattered space story. I do wonder what shattered space means. I wonder if it's like something like after like the end game. Because I'm assuming like how the story's gonna go is you're with Constellation, you find these alien artifacts, you're trying to collect more of them, while you're doing like the main story or whatever, or side missions or whatever. And like you're trying to uncover the truth behind them. I wonder if Shattered Space has something to do with, whatever space magic there is from those artifacts. Especially towards the end, they tease some fucking space magic. It wouldn't be a Bethesda game without fucking, space magic. But that's just so sad. Like, a 1070 Ti for minimum. Wow. Frickin' potentially 12 gigs VRAM to run at 1440p. I mean, thankfully my 1080 Ti has 11 gigs, but I mean, oh man, I may not be able to play it. I may not be able to play Starfield. This is actually sad. But I mean, we need this kind of win. Like, we're kind of in a bad state for the gaming industry when the only thing that you could be excited for is indie games. Like, I hope Bethesda really doesn't fuck up with this. I hope that, this is like one of the best games, and this could be like a brand new universe that everyone can get lost in, because it's beautiful. It's basically what No Man's Sky is, but with more RPG elements. My fucking type of game. And just I'm done gushing. I'm done. I enjoy it. I hope it's great. I hope it's optimized really well, unlike, normal Bethesda games, but knowing our luck, it's going to be fucked. But I mean, I hope StarField does well. I mean, seeing that it's already at like second place for top selling games, like I know as soon as that shit went up, it's like now they're making their money back. So it's like I can only imagine just how big the pre-orders are going to be. And of course, you gotta expect. Oh, great. Side note: Payday 3, disappointment. Fucking disappointment, man. But yeah, no, it's like obviously it's a Bethesda game. They're still using the creation engine. So, is it going to be janky? Absolutely. Is there going to be bugs? Bugs ahoy! Star bugs, maybe. Freaking bug field, more like glitch field. But I mean, it's what you expect. I know it's like a horrible thing to say, but I feel like all of that is just basically mitigated, or like the blow's a lot less severe so long as they still release the creation kit. Give us the creation kit. 10 out of 10. That's what I'm hoping for. But anywho, that's all I'm going to talk about for now. Hope you all enjoyed the showcase as well. Usual YouTube chant. Y'all stay safe. See ya.